Welcome back to another episode of the Panther Sports Zone. It's Monday, April 15th. I'm your host, David Smith.
I'm Zach Collins.
And I'm David Killing.
Welcome back. What?
He just be killing me every time.
That's going to be my non-verbal
The smile.
Yeah. This dude, David. Go ahead.
All right. The baseball team traveled to Louisiana this past weekend to face Grambling State. They unfortunately lost the series, but won one of the three games, 10-7. And the softball team also played a Louisiana team this past weekend, Southern, but won their series 2 games out of the 3. They lost the last game yesterday.
Let me just, okay. So, the game on Thursday, right? We had went to it. Well, I had went to it.
Yeah, I didn't go.
Okay, so I'm going to explain to you what happened. They played 2 versions of the national anthem. They played the original one, and they played the Black national anthem, right? So, of course, I sit down during both of them because I still do that. Like, I don't stand.
Right.
Like, when my girl had a basketball game, I still wouldn't, like, standing up or nothing. So, anyway, so I'm sitting down, and these 2 parents behind me are, like, talking to me, but, like, got my earpods in, and they're like, why are you sitting down? They just, hey,
Right.
buddy. And it slowly get, like, more angry in their voice.
Yeah.
So they just talking to me. So finally, both national anthems in. And I sit and they keep, like, trying to get my attention. So I turn around, I was like, yes, like, what you need?
Yeah.
And they're still like, you want to explain to me why you sitting down? And I was just like, no, like, I don't have to. Like,
Right.
you're good. Like, I kept saying it. And then basically it was just like, until like why I sit down is like more, just as important to you as this old song that like you don't even know who wrote it or like
Right,
what
exactly.
it means really.
Yeah.
Like, don't question me. Like, I
Right.
can do whatever I want.
Right.
And I had told my mama that what happened. She was like, they just don't know. They picked the wrong one today. I was like, I'm not standing for it. Like, you're not gonna
Right.
like punk me into a situation just because you think like you're older than me or like you feel
Right.
like I have to do this because I'm at a softball game. Like, I don't care about
Right.
you.
Yeah.
Like, nothing you got
Exactly.
going on. Like, and it's crazy that still like happens, even like where we at. And that's why I turned around and told him, I said, do you know where you at? Like,
Right.
we're not at a normal school. Like, we
Was it-
somewhere where I'm good like
Right.
that.
Was it visiting fans?
No,
Oh.
it was. Well, I'll tell you who it was
All right.
on the break. But yeah, that really happened. And
You
it,
have the right to do that.
it had me
for
mad
sure.
the whole
Yeah.
like.
I don't know why
Yes,
they were.
and then when I go to the
showing-
game on Saturday,
Yeah.
me and her dad was looking like eye to eye, and I'm not gonna back down, so I'm staring at him the whole time like, no, like you're not gonna make me waver. So that's why I tweeted on like Friday. I was like, I'm gonna stand on what I believe in, like at all times. You ain't gonna just
Right.
because it offends you. That's not my problem.
Like, you came to watch the game. Why are you worried about
Word,
somebody else
yes,
sitting down?
like root on your daughter. Like, leave me alone, because I could have took it
Yeah.
left.
Right, yeah.
So
Yeah, really good. What'd you see from the game though?
The game, I left in the 4th inning because I had to go to work. But we was in kind of a rut offensively. The game was closer than it needed to be. I don't think we was, because in the second game they blew them out. So it's like we just couldn't find our strength offensively. We had a new pitcher that in the last game I went and watched. She didn't pitch in the last time, and she was doing pretty good. She had control of the ball and everything. It just got close to the end. The game went all the way down to the wire. They went on the last score. So it's that middle conference where they know they're better, but sometimes they might play down to each other's
Right.
level, and that's
Right.
just where we're at in
I
the
think that
season right
happened
now.
with the third game on Saturday as well. They came out in an offensive slump, and they couldn't really get it together, and that's why they had lost.
So I think they went 2-1 over the series.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. Obviously, this is football week or athletic week. Spring game is this Thursday,
6 p.m.
6 p.m. Make sure you guys come out to that. We've always been talking about that for a couple weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They already picked teams. They had the draft Saturday, so it's split up. Essentially, it's one's defense and two's offense on one team, and two's offense, one defense on a team. So they're gonna be that way. It'll be even match because if we think about the spring game last year, it was basically one's on the same team and two's on the same team. And it got ugly. We switched jerseys and made it look closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but definitely going to be an exciting week for them. You finally get to see TJ in action. You get to see Jalen Morton, who's been dominating the whole spring. You get to see players who came to fill in positions like we have a couple linebackers that came to do their job. Drake Cheatham is somebody to watch out for. He had a pick against Grambling, where we definitely have high hopes for him, as well as his teammate from West Mesquite, Logan. Juice is going to be Juice. Dewanye, he has a thumb injury, but that goes. Rod is back, so Roger Smith is back playing center. We have I would say, we have two new people on the offensive line, with Danny going to center and Eric Dunn playing right tackle. But it's still some leadership in there. John Jones anchoring at left tackle, so it's a lot to look forward to. Ron C on the defensive line, who's been on a tear the last week and a half, just dominating spring practice. So it's definitely going to be an exciting game.
How do you think the offensive line is going to do this year?
I'm going to tell you like this.
Straight up.
It's going to go as long as once Rod is implemented back into the starting lineup, because he missed 2 weeks in spring ball, it'll push either kick Danny over or him and Danny will battle it out. I think the offensive line will be really solid. I'm looking forward to just seeing how they grow together as a season. It's an ego in there. Yeah. But I feel like with Rod being in there, he's balanced it out. He's a calmer head. He knows how to get everybody together. Right. And me and him are one and the same, so we know everything, the offense, like the back of our hands. So he'll be able to calm everybody down, tell everybody what's going on, and it'll be something that I think the way we ended the season, 60-plus points, we'll start it off against TSU like that, as long as Rod is leading the way.
I agree.
Shout out Slime.
When we come back, we got the playoffs finally back up and running. Some upsets. Tiger Woods is also back in the news once again. He reigns supreme. We'll have more of that from the Panther Sports Zone when we come back.
Traditions are not made overnight. They are created through a legacy of excellence and a commitment to something much greater. For more than 135 years, Prairie View A&M University has provided students with a strong academic foundation, a unique college experience, and the opportunity to make their mark on the world. This is a place where friendships are formed, discoveries are made, and dreams are realized. This is Prairie View A&M University. Our tradition, your opportunity.
Prairie View A&M University is about the students. Students don't just come here for the education. They come for the faculty, for the creativity, the camaraderie, an excellent standard of living, and the school spirit. They come here to gain something profound and to give something back. Students come for the tradition of excellence. This is Prairie View A&M University. Our tradition, your opportunity.
At Prairie View A&M University, we've been igniting passion in students for more than 140 years. It's about inspiration. It's about global influence. It's about self-expression and individuality. It's about trailblazing a path of excellence. It's about engaging in the greater community. Above all, it's about helping you realize your dreams. Ignite your passion. Experience Prairie View A&M University.
Welcome back to the Panther Sports Zone. We're just going to get right into it. NFL, there's some news about Russell Westbrook's contract. Russell, dang. I ain't gonna lie, I'm ready to talk
Get
about
off of the basketball. Let him breathe.
But, yeah, Russell Wilson is saying that he's not going to sign after the deadline. And it's even some talks that he might even go to New York.
Today's the deadline, correct?
New York Giants.
That's where you feel like he's going?
Yeah.
It's lining up for that. They're doing a lot of speculation because we know who his wife is.
Right.
And they're saying, like, that's the stage that he needs to be in to become more marketable. And if you look at the way he's carrying himself now, earlier in his career, he didn't really care. He let his hair grow out. He wore real baggy suits. Now everything is, like, slim fit. He's trying to he's trying to get his image together so that way, once he leaves football, he'll have a career outside of that. So it's respectable. I understand what's going on. He won a Super Bowl in Seahawks. And for them to not eat, like, it shouldn't even be a question. Like, Aaron Rodgers had 2 years up on his contract. They already extended him. Right. So for him to be top 5 quarterback in the league, top 10, whoever wants to argue, something like that. Yeah. But for them to not even think, for him to get this deep into his contract and him not want to restructure it, that tells you, once again, what we talked about, the Seahawks are very stingy with their money. Yeah. And that's why the bulk of their marquee players have left.
In other news as well, Minnesota Vikings and Adam Thielen agreed to a 4-year, $64 million extension. Do you guys think he deserved that contract?
Yeah.
He's definitely in the 6 to 11 range. as far as receivers, in my opinion.
In your opinion, okay.
Yeah, he's towards the back end. I'm not putting him top 5 just because he gets all of those targets and him and Kirk Cousins had a good relationship. It's definitely receivers better than him, but just for him to be able to work himself, to coming from a walk-on at a D2 school, for him to get a local day invite to become probably the fastest receiver to reach 1,000 yards last season, to being one of the most dependable receivers in the game, is somebody you can lean on and count on. And coming from ultimately nothing, I'm definitely proud of him, but I'm not saying that he's top 5, top 6, top 8, honestly. He's not the best receiver on his team, in my opinion. Just because the amount of separation him and Diggs creates is unmatched. Diggs and Devontae Adams are like one and the same. I can sit there and just watch their routes, and it's like looking at art.
Yeah, I think he deserves it as well. The Pro Bowler is coming off back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. I mean, last season, Adam Thielen broke the record of becoming the first player in NFL history to have 8 consecutive games with 100-plus yards. Also, he had 9 touchdowns as well. You know, they was calling him Mr. Touchdown Thielen. But
And then week 10, it just cut off. So that's why I say he's not at the latter part of top 10.
Right.
He's more towards the back end. But it just happens with time. Teams get into slumps. Kirk Cousins, they don't have a really good offensive line, so that hurt them in the end. But he definitely deserved his money. It's well deserved. He's definitely a number 1 receiver. It's just it's 2 number 1 receivers on that team, if we're being completely honest.
Yeah, because I like his game, and he's such a precise route runner. But what makes him such a precise route runner is like he's savvy with his route.
Yes.
So you never know what route he's going to run.
Very much so.
It causes nightmares for defensive backs in the league.
He sells everything.
Exactly
He knows
the
how to.
same.
Yeah,
Exactly.
he knows how to make it look. And that's it's things about receivers like Diggs makes everything look pretty, and he's gonna lose you into it. Like, he looks like he's playing basketball without the ball. He'll give you a head fake. And Thielen, he just knows he's a catch. What is it called?
Catching traffic.
Yes,
Yeah,
catching traffic. But it's also it used to be the way you could catch the balls in Madden. You had the jump, the spectacular. There we go. He's a possessive receiver, so he's not going to beat you with speed. Although, if you underestimate his speed, he can definitely go on top of you. He could definitely go on top of you. But it's just the way he knows his role, like I said, and he just plays it well. So congratulations to him.
And plus, I know we talk about receiver duos in the league. We talk about Julio and Mohamed Sanu, and we even talk about Odell and Jarvis Landry.
That's the one. So
Yeah, that's number 1.
Yeah, what you gonna say?
But I'm saying like they're underrated.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say that too.
They're in the top 10.
Yeah,
They're in the top 10, maybe top 5.
I think a top 5. I think a top 5.
Let me see.
Nah, not top 5.
Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen.
No.
Browns.
Falcons.
Falcons. Are we treating Kelsey as a receiver? Because I'm gonna put Kelsey in.
He's not an average
And
tight
Cheetah
end.
at 3.
Yeah, he's not an average tight end.
So what we saying?
Okay.
For last year, Pittsburgh definitely had top
Juju
4.
and-
Yes.
Okay, but
5. Let me see. Not Dallas. No, because Saints don't have a second option.
not the Rams.
Rams. We'll go Rams.
For real?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I like.
Robert Woods.
Yes.
But you think Robert Woods?
I think
Robert Woods had a good year.
He had a good year, but I don't think he had a better year than Adam Thielen or.
But their production led to wins.
Right.
When what's the other one with Robert Woods? I'm blanking out today. His name is the Archer.
That came from.
Yeah, that came from the Patriots and the Saints. I'm blanking today. I don't know why. But anyway, Brandon Cooks.
Brandon Cooks, right.
When Brandon Cooks missed those 2 catches in the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
lost that game. When the Vikings receivers stopped producing, like Adam Thielen did, what happened? Their season went to the can.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take the two that went the farthest. So they'll be 6, 7, 8. They're in that range.
Yeah.
They're not top 5.
Yeah, that's a logical explanation. I like that. Go ahead, you got it.
Oh, all right. Like I said before, Tiger Woods is back on top. He won his 5th major. Yeah. Yeah, Tiger Woods won his 5th major. Fifth master, my fault.
15th major.
15 major, just 3 side of Jack Nicholson. Finished 13 under. Yeah, man. You think this is the last one?
I hope not. If we're going to be completely honest, I want him to get the record just because I feel like he's been working for it the majority of our lifetime. And with him taking such a long hiatus of being this successful and winning a major championship
Right.
but it's 10 plus years. I think the last one he won was in 08. So for that,
Yeah. Or I think it's 3 years. It's been 3 years since you won something.
but it would. I think it was that long for maybe the Masters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so for him to just be able to do this, one, after coming back from his personal life issues, all the
Back
injuries he
injury.
faced,
Right.
back, neck,
Yeah.
just for him to persevere through all of that and finally win again, you can see like they captured a moment of him
Right.
whenever he just the biggest smile
Right.
ever, and then they compare it to his first one, and it's the same thing. He gets that same feeling again. So that's just something that I'm definitely proud of him, and he just shows the youth that no matter like how many times they try to write you off, as long as you continue to work, your work will always help you through it.
Right. And it seemed like it was building up to it because when he first came back, he started off terrible, and then he just kind of gradually progressed.
And that's just how it goes. Like you just gotta go through the peaks and valleys. And it's funny because I was at work checking this man out yesterday. He just looked at me. He was like, "Tiger won today," and I was like, "I didn't even know because I'm obviously at
Yeah.
work working." I said, "Thank you." I said, "I'll talk about it on my show tomorrow." So congratulations to him.
Right.
Yeah, congratulations, Tiger. All right, now to the NBA playoffs. Like I called before, the Brooklyn Nets are going to beat the Sixers. Come on, I wish y'all would start trusting me with basketball, bro.
I agree too.
Davis,
I'm like a
agree.
basketball wizard.
you like 2-2. Relax.
No, because I
Relax.
said the Thunder would lose too.
Okay, that's your 2. That's your 2.
I mean, the Brooklyn Nets started out the game nailing 3-pointers. They had like 8 3-pointers in the first half, and they went 11 for 26 for the night, while the Sixers went 3 for 25. Also, like I said the other day, they had plenty of players that stepped up. You know, you had Harris with 13 points. You had LeVert had 23 points.
23.
Yeah, and Dwindle had 18 points off the bench.
So you just gonna bask.
The
in
whole
right now.
starting five dropped double digits.
Right. So, and we said that.
And D'Angelo Russell didn't even produce in the first half. He was locked down by Jimmy Butler.
Right. And he still had
But
what?
you said nobody on the Sixers can lock down Jimmy, but I mean, you said
I
nobody-
said that? All right.
Did he not say nobody could lock down D'Angelo Russell?
But in the second
Yeah,
half, he
he
dropped
said-
like 19.
Okay.
Yeah. He finished, how much did he finish? I think
26.
26, right. Yeah. But
I don't know what it is about me, man. I'm just a wizard out here. 'Cause
You
like
know-
I said, Ben Simmons doesn't produce. Joel Embiid, he's hurt. He shoots 30 from 3. Can't drive.
I mean, Tobias Harris had 4 points. JJ had 5. And
Who is that, bro?
who?
Tobias Harris and Jay. You really count on Tobias Harris and JJ Redick?
I count on them to contribute and put up points.
No.
Hey, Davis is
JJ
being
Redick, right.
very disrespectful today.
I just don't. I wouldn't rely on them.
Okay.
I'm just saying, no. I
They're
mean,
iffy.
it just seems like Jimmy Butler and Joel were the only 2 guys who stepped up and came and played.
Yeah, and Joel's 22 was sketchy at that. It didn't even look like he played
Yeah.
well enough to deserve 22. To be
Yeah.
honest.
And they bench, the Nets bench outplayed for like points, like total points. They outplayed the Sixers as well, and they had like I
Yep.
think 50.
So the Nets just
59
basically had a
points.
total team victory.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
But
was
you
a
think they're
total
going to do this for 3 more games?
They might lose the second game. But
don't-
No, I'm
after
not
that,
saying. I'm saying like they're going to do this 3 more times in the
Oh,
next
yeah,
7
yeah.
games.
But after that, they're done.
So you don't think they're making that second
No,
round?
because they got to play the Bucks.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm taking Nets in 6. Literally, I am taking Nets in 6.
He just flips.
Repeat, I am taking Brooklyn Nets in 6.
I heard you
They
the
will.
first time.
No, I'm
Don't
just saying.
make it right.
You don't think so?
No,
Man, I don't
it's
know.
just a slump.
I don't
It's,
think so.
one, I know when they got in the locker room, it was a good cussing out going on by Jimmy Butler. 2, I think that they'll end up finding his way. D'Angelo Russell, this is like his season to just make himself appear like he is
Make his
a
presence
star.
known. Right.
Because he is that. It just took a little while to find himself. He's probably gonna get, what is it, most improved player? if I'm
Yeah,
not
most
mistaken.
improved player of the year.
Yeah, so it lines up for him to just continue doing what he's doing.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you depending on these role players to continue and get these buckets, it's not gonna happen, in my opinion. Like
don't
eventually
think
they're
so?
gonna slack out, just because it's a reason why they're role players.
Yeah.
They know what they do. Like
Yeah.
we're not counting on them to be key contributors again and again.
Right.
It's just it was their night. Shots was falling. That's how it happens. We don't give Brooklyn enough credit from 3.
Right.
They have-
exactly one of the best 3-point
They're definitely
shooters in the league.
top 5.
Right.
So just for them, that's playing into their hand, especially when you take 25 threes and only make 3 of them.
Right.
You're just playing right into what they want. It's their type of
Exactly.
game. So what the Sixers need to do is turn it back into their offense,
Right.
slow the game down, give it to Embiid, because we know if they allow it, nobody's going to guard him one-on-one
Right.
on their team.
He's
not
going to
happening.
dominate points
Yes.
in the paint.
But they got away from who they are. They
Right.
started shooting threes. You can only name me one three-point shooter that really shoots for the Sixers,
JJ.
and that's J.J. Redick.
Right.
So don't shoot 25 threes. That doesn't make sense. I don't care if it's
Right.
the new NBA. This is the
Yeah.
playoffs.
Right.
The game slows down. The game is half
Yeah.
court. The game is won at a pace.
Yeah.
It's once again, it's a
Right.
marathon. It's not a sprint. You don't
Right.
have to fire up 40 threes in order to win a game.
Exactly.
You're not the Houston Rockets. You're not
Right.
the Warriors.
Right.
That's not in your wheelhouse. You slow the game down. You got the probably who's better than him as a big?
Right.
Nobody?
Yeah.
Okay then. So why would I shoot 25 threes? Why is he shooting threes that much? You know,
Right.
it's just
And D'Lo,
I'm a logical person.
Right. Yeah. And D'Lo, he's a catalyst for that group, you know. And I like his game. Like I really like it.
Yes,
'Cause
you
he
can
continues
tell
that-
they
like he
feed off
continues
of
that. Right. Exactly. He continues to add weapons to his offensive repertoire.
Yeah.
You can see him off transition, hitting threes, you know, coming off the screen, like Steph Curry plays. You could see how he used pick and roll to create space in mid-range game, like how Kyrie Irving
They want to
plays.
be the baby like Warriors. That's
Yeah.
their goal,
But
and
I
they're
just-
playing into
yeah.
it perfectly.
Yeah, but I just think that D'Lo is starting to evolve his skill set around other superstars in the league,
Very much so.
and I like that.
The best players are able to pick up things from other people and,
Right.
and mold it into their own game.
Exactly.
Kobe took everything Michael Jordan did and made it into his own thing.
Right.
Right, I agree. Speaking of the Warriors, they obviously dominated. Wasn't expecting nothing different.
None at
Clippers. Rockets also dominated against the Jazz. I'm predicting a sweep. I say the Jazz are going to compete, but I don't see it
folded
now.
on that one.
Yeah.
So he was boasting about this Sixers Nets series. He quiet. You see, he trying to rush through the Houston series. It's okay, Davis.
You're
Everybody
right.
mess up. It's okay. But
I
no, we'll give you a respect
Yeah.
on the Nets and the Sixers. But we need you to speak up a little more when you talk about the Houston series.
I still don't see them going far.
Who, Houston?
Yeah,
Why?
because I don't trust them.
I don't trust them either for the same things I just explained to you.
Right.
Some days them shots don't fall.
Yeah.
And whenever I'm giving it to James Harden for him to take 40 shots, if he's only gonna get 30 and the rest of y'all shots not falling, y'all gonna get blown out.
Right.
Yeah.
That's just how numbers work. So that's why everybody criticizes the D'Antoni system, because they don't know when to stop shooting.
Right.
They'll be like, let's take the last game of the season. They were up, 20 at one point? And they keep shooting, and it's brick, and now all of a sudden you're letting this team back in, because all they're doing is taking to the paint, scoring, because when you're shooting threes, you're not getting back on defense.
Right.
That's just how it goes sometimes. So I told you they weren't going to give the Warriors a run for their money. I still
Right.
think the Warriors going to win. Now we get to talk about the game that hurt this weekend, but let's go.
The game that what?
It hurt.
Your game?
Yeah.
Oh, the Thunder and the Blazers. Yeah, you should know already that Damian Lillard's going to come out and play whenever it's a big game or he's playing somebody good.
Yeah, they
drops 30.
They showed the little montage of their season, and then Russell kick a ball, they'll bump shoulders. Like these two, they come from the same type of cloth.
Yeah.
But like the same reason I just told you why the Nets won't win the series is why the Trailblazers won't win the series. First of all, we need to congratulate Paul George for even being able to play, because 3 days ago he couldn't
His
even lift
shoulder,
his arm up,
Right.
and he still dropped 20,
Yeah. 26.
6, and still had rebounds.
Yeah.
So, that just tells you the type of animal he's turned
Right.
into. Like he's just in a different mindset, and I think it was just Damian Lillard had a game. His team also helped him out, but it won't happen in full series. That's my biggest issue with you. Is the game isn't. It'd be different if we're not talking about the tournament no more.
Yeah.
We talking about a 7-game series where
Right.
the best team is ultimately going to win out, and we know that's okay.
Did you know that was the first game that the Portland Blazers won in like 4 years as a playoff game?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because they've been getting swept. That's
Swept.
why I came in telling you that I didn't have faith anyway. So he just had to defend his name, because he feels like he is up there in the upper echelon of players in the NBA, which
Right.
he did that.
Right.
But he doesn't have the weapons around him to continue to do that.
Right.
I'll say get him out of Portland
Yes.
or leave if they don't go nowhere this
But
year.
he's
needs
not
to.
going to do that.
Yeah.
Same way Russell State is the same way he's going to stay.
Yeah.
He just has to get, I would say, a third option, because CJ is the second.
Yeah.
And CJ is a Browns fan, so I'm never going to talk bad about him.
Also, another disappointment is Kyle Lowry and the Raptors. Lowry
seen
didn't
this
even
coming.
score,
The
bro.
writing is on the
Right.
wall.
That was on the wall.
We knew this was coming. And just for the fact they were playing the Magic,
Yeah,
you lost to the Orlando Magic led by DJ Augustine.
drop 30.
That's Davis.
He's getting buckets.
But you
And
lost
hit
to
the
the
game winner.
Orlando Magic? Like, we're not talking about Shaq's Magic. We're not talking about Penny Hardaway Magic.
Or Tracy Magic.
Nothing. We're not talking about Steve Francis Magic.
Magic.
Name me 3 people on the Magic. Please, somebody.
Do you want me for real?
Yes.
All right, Jonathan Isaac, Isaiah
Nobody
Briscoe,
knows.
and
Nobody knows.
DJ Augustine.
DJ Augustine don't count because he had 30, and that's the first name you seen when you looked at the box score. Didn't the kid Markelle Fultz get traded to the Magic?
Yeah.
And he's not even playing, huh?
Yeah.
Good.
True. He needs to work on his game. But that's my point. How are you the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference? How can we respect this conference as a whole when our number 1 seed lost to a team full of no names?
Right.
To a journeyman team where this is like probably their last stop in their career.
Right.
They made it to the playoffs, first of all, so that's still a shot at LeBron. So
Yeah.
that still doesn't make sense because
Yeah.
you can take LeBron off the Lakers and put everybody on that roster, they'll probably be the 6th seed in the East.
Right.
Okay, that's my point. But he goes to the West, wins the playoffs. We're done talking about LeBron. That's our one LeBron
Right.
spill of the day. But the point is, how does the best team in the East lose to the 8th seed? This goes to show you, one, they made the wrong deal sending DeRozan to
Spurs.
Spurs and
Right.
not Kyle Lowry.
Yeah.
So they picked the wrong one there. They shouldn't have got rid of Dwayne Casey. But somebody got to be the fall man. And I guess
Right.
they like Kyle enough to
I don't know
keep
why.
him.
Your All-Star
He
doesn't
hasn't
even
produced.
Right. Doesn't
Yeah.
even score.
It's the reason he's an all-star, not all-NBA.
Right. And do you know the amount of points Kyle Lowry has scored in a playoff game?
How much?
33 in 5 years
In total?
in total.
Dang.
Yeah.
In the first game
I got a
of the
couple
playoffs,
fans, but we can't say those on here.
33 points.
He went 0 for 7 in 36 minutes, 0 for 4 from 3. And he's an all-star guard.
Yeah.
This is when it counts. This is the same thing I told y'all about James Harden. I said, I don't care what you do in the regular season. This is when it counts. And
Yeah.
if you can't produce here, everything you did in the regular season is null and void. I don't care who you are.
Right.
The same thing goes, it's not okay.
Yeah.
I seen a video on Twitter. Some dude was talking about I'll take like killer Kyle Korver over Kyle
Yeah.
Lowry.
Yeah.
I'll take Cameron.
At least I know
Payne.
he gonna score.
Like, I was
It's
weak.
a want to.
Yeah.
For you to only take 7 shots and you played 36 minutes
Minutes,
and
right.
you hold the ball the majority of the time,
Yeah. That's
what are you doing on the court?
inexcusable.
I can shoot 7 shots.
Right.
Right.
We can all shoot 7 shots.
Exactly. In 10 minutes. I'm scoring at least one of them.
They need to trade him.
Yeah. No, I didn't release him.
Yeah.
Please.
But they can't because they still got 4 years left on this deal.
Yep. But KD is also seems like to be a sure lock for the Knicks after the season is
Why you
over.
say that?
Because just the way how things are going,
Oh yeah.
he's obviously won his ring. He's done what he had to do in Golden State.
But the same way it takes away from Steph Curry's allure, it takes away from his too. So they both have to do something. That's going to be the biggest thing next season is when the team fully breaks up and
Yeah.
seeing where everything falls.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's going to be, okay, who's going to win now at each other?
Right.
So I don't know about y'all, but I'm taking Steph
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm taking Steph as well.
because it's
If
They
KD
didn't
leaves,
need him.
Klay Thompson may stay too.
he's definitely
They
going to
need to. He needs.
They need to get
stay.
rid of Draymond though.
It's not going to happen. It's because they'll all go back into their original roles and
Right,
they'll be
right.
able to contain Draymond.
Right.
You can't like minimize what he does for that team, and you gotta understand it's a balance. Before KD got there, he was the alpha dog. He was the one that would be able to check everybody.
Right.
Just because they know he runs the team, they know how he talks.
Right.
As bad as I hate to say it, KD, he's not mentally tough.
Yeah.
He's not.
So he can't handle that. Like
Role.
Draymond has to understand he has to talk to him different. That's me
Yeah.
as a person. I know I can't talk to everybody
Yeah.
the same.
Right.
But that's because we all communication majors, so we understand that thinking. But he doesn't get that way of leading. So I think that'll be the best option. Boogie's going to leave too.
Yeah.
because he'll
Boogie
probably.
slows them down. If you
Yeah.
ever
It's,
watch the
it's
game.
just because he slows them down just because he has to command so much attention, and his body isn't fully ready for that yet. So it's just he's honestly just in the way.
Yeah.
But once he gets healthy, once he becomes the main focus on the team, where he doesn't have to run up and down, or he can just sit, post up somebody, or stretch out the game and bring the big out the middle of the floor and allow somebody to drive, he'll be fine.
Right.
But he's just not. This is not a home, but it was his only option, so he took it. And I
Right.
don't blame him because he's definitely about to get a ring out of it.
Yeah.
I agree. Oh, and Luke Walton also got to deal with the Kings for head
In
coach
2
job.
days.
Yeah,
In 2 days.
right after Magic Johnson steps down, he obviously knew that his job wasn't secure.
I don't blame him though. It's a
Yeah.
young talent in Sacramento. He
Right.
had a good.
I don't
run.
want him to mess up the Kings though.
Yeah.
Do you think he messed up the Lakers?
Partially, he don't know how to. He's not really that good of a coach.
He's not ready.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
same
we
as
know
I
who his
don't
father
think.
is.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea for like former athletes to get in to like
What?
higher positions.
Definitely. It just depends what type of player it was.
Yeah,
Like Michael Jordan is learning it
right.
as he's doing it. Magic Johnson wasn't never really in it. He wanted to be the face of the Lakers more than anything
Right.
because that's just it feeds into his brand. But excuse me, players who I would say didn't have as luxurious careers, they won't make it about themselves. They'll be more
Yeah.
about the betterment of the team.
Right.
So those type of players are the ones that need to be coaching in head office positions, things like that. Because players that were truly great, they'll have unrealistic expectations because they don't know how mediocrity happens.
Yeah.
They only know greatness and they know how they got there. But everybody's not coming from the same cloth. That's why those players are able to be great.
Right.
And I don't think that's ever fully thought of.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same with coaching. Like if you have a coach that was just the best player to ever play at your position, he can't never teach you the way somebody who was a walk-on or a lower level player just
Yeah.
because I had to learn everything I did.
Right.
And I had to learn that just because the person in front of me is better than me, I have to be able to change what I do.
Right.
And it's just natural to somebody who's just a better athlete. So
Right. Same with Derek Jeter. He kind of screwed the Marlins organization completely. Got rid of Giancarlo, D. Gordon, Ozuna.
it's just and they come in thinking that they know everything
Yeah.
because they were so good.
Right.
And that's not how it works.
I hope when LeBron retires, he doesn't become a coach at all.
Or not.
He
We
wants
already
to be
know.
an owner.
He wants to be an owner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he should do that.
Owner, getting the film,
Yeah.
all that. Hey, y'all gonna see Space Jam 2?
Of course.
No.
I think that's gonna flop, to be honest.
I hope it does.
I don't know.
I
It's
told
just-
you that's what he was worried about though at the beginning
Yeah.
of the season. I'm a prophet. I just like to point that out.
I think it would be a good movie. I think so.
I don't know.
Especially for the kids. They look up to LeBron.
It's not gonna be the same
It should have
though,
been Kobe.
Why?
because it's not gonna
Kobe
really have like a nostalgic feel. I think it's gonna be corny.
I
To
can
be
see
honest.
that. I can see that a little bit.
Like, are they gonna make new characters or something?
They said, you know how they put everybody had to touch the ball and they took the power.
Yeah.
They said they took Boogie's powers,
Oh, yeah.
Isaiah Thomas powers. They were just naming everybody that was in a slump right now, and I was like, that's disrespectful.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's all the time we got, folks. We'll see y'all Wednesday. Touch more on the spring game coming up Thursday. We'll also watch the NBA playoff games once again, get our feedback on that. I'm David Smith.
I'm Zach Collins.
And I'm David Killing.
We'll see y'all Wednesday.